Hey everybody, and welcome to the Chit Chat's How to Play videos. Today we're going to be teaching you how to play Codenames Duet. This is a new game by Vladyslav Vatil and Scott Eaton, and actually takes the winning formula of Codenames and it places it into a 2-player or up to 4 to 6 player cooperative game, whereas Codenames has typically been competitive. So, whether you're a fan of Codenames and have played any of the variations in the past, or you're brand new to the game, today we're going to sit down and we're going to teach you how to play. So I'm about to pan down to the components and everything that are sitting here in front of me. I'll teach you the setup, I will teach you what is legal in the clue giving process, and just in general how this game goes. Alright, now that we have a great view of our components, we can teach you how to set up and play the game. First things first in this game, you're going to take and create a grid, a 5x5 grid of word cards. These word cards are thematically going to represent to you agents that you need to contact as a team. Each of your team members will need to contact 9 agents. But there are some overlap in the agents you need to contact. Although there are 9 identified on your screen, 3 are on each side of the card. Therefore, there will be 15 total agents that your team will need to contact to complete the game and to win. So, we're going to set up these grids of 5x5 in between the 2 players. The next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to set up all of your agent cards. These are going to be green cards that represent agents that you've successfully contacted throughout the game. As you successfully contact an agent, you're going to place it over the word to indicate that 1, it's been done correctly, and 2, that word can no longer be guessed throughout the game. You're also going to place the assassin card next to the board. This guy, once picked, will end your game, and if he is picked, the game ends immediately. He basically represents a malevolent force that's coming out to contact and catch you and your agents in the act of spying. The final thing you're going to need is going to be these timing chips here. In a standard game, you're going to have 9 timing chips. This is going to represent that you have 9 turns to guess all 15 or to contact all 15 of your agents. They also represent innocent bystanders, and so if you end up picking incorrectly but not the assassin, you're going to place them as innocent bystander tokens on the board. We also have a stack of clue cards. For Codenames Duet, it's a little bit different. They are double-sided. However, each side will represent 1/2 of a partnership. Since this is a cooperative game, you have 9 agents and 3 assassins on this side, and 9 agents and 3 assassins on this side. Remember, like I said, the overlap of 3 agents is on this front and this back card. Now, you also see that there are 3 assassins on each side in this game. There's also some overlap here. Of the 3 assassins that you see on your side of the board, your partner will see one of those assassins as an agent, one of those assassins as a neutral party, and one of those assassins as an assassin as well. So, for example, if your partner has given you clues and then you have guessed the green version of his assassin, he now knows the other 2 assassins that he's showing are things that he should never pick when being given clues himself. So it's a little bit of a narrowing down process, but that's more advanced, and we're going to let you figure that out over time. Now, since this is a cooperative game and it's pretty important that you're not seeing one side of the card that you shouldn't be, they actually recommend that you just draw from the middle of the deck. As you're pulling it out of the deck, you're only going to see your side. For example, I can only see one side of this. You, as the viewers, can see the other side. We're then going to place these clue cards in this handy stand here. It's going to sit in between the 2 players off to the side of the board. So, that's the setup to the game. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will be active and I'm more than happy to answer them to you. We're going to move on to the gameplay. And so the gameplay in this game starts with whichever side or whichever partner in the team thinks of a clue first. So again, you're looking at this, you're trying to give clues based on all of the agents or the green icons on this card. So I'm going to look at this grid of words and I'm going to give clues. What are clues, you ask? Clues are going to be one word and one number indications that relate to only the meanings of the words out here. So for example, if I'm looking at a grid of words that has wood and bark and acorn, I might say tree and 3. So that would indicate to me that a tree is made of wood, a tree has bark, and trees can have acorns, and I said 3. So then my partner would take guesses. They can take as many guesses as they want, even though I said the number 3, but they should keep in mind that 3 were the amount of clues that I thought they could get correct out of that word that I have given them. Keep in mind this does have to be relational, so you could not say 4 and corners, indicating that they should guess each corner of the board. That would not be a legal clue. In addition, you cannot say a form of the words that are out on the board or the words themselves. So even if you're only trying to get someone to guess mud, you could not say muddy and 1. You would need to say something like dirt and 1, or something that is not involved with the word itself. Now, Codenames Duet has also changed a few other rules here. You may now use proper nouns, and that is not up for discussion. However, you cannot use multiple word proper nouns. So I could not say George Washington won, but I could say George won or Washington won, and that would be allowed. So every time you guess one of these correctly, what you're going to do is you're going to place one of these green things on the board. This shows that you contacted an agent successfully. In addition, it recommends that you put them facing the person who guessed. So if you, as my viewers, have now guessed these, we would put these facing you. As you give me clues and I guess, I will put these facing myself. This is just to keep a little bit of a track on who has guessed what, seeing as there are 9 on each side. Alright, so what happens if you guess incorrectly? Well, if you guess the assassin, the game's just over. But if you guess incorrectly and you get an innocent bystander, you're going to place one of these tokens on the board. Now this is going to be a little bit hard to see in the video, but these tokens also have a small arrow on them indicating a direction. This is going to point at the player who did the guess and got an innocent bystander. It also will not cover the entirety of the card. And why is this important? Because just because it is an innocent bystander when I'm giving clues to you, when you're giving clues to me, it might indeed be one of the agents you want me to contact. So we mark that it is no longer available for you to guess. However, it's still available for me, and I need to know that. I need to be able to read that word, and I need to be able to guess it in the future. So, game will continue, and if we don't guess an innocent bystander but we choose to pass after we've gotten our clues, we will still take one of these timing tokens and we will flip it over to this green side. This green side says that I've voluntarily chosen to pass or that I've gotten all of the things that I needed that turn correct. I take this and place it in front of me. At the end of the game it will be worth 1 point and it still gets rid of a timing token. No matter what happens, for every clue and set of guesses that are given, you're going to lose a timing chip. If you have not gotten all 15 of your agents guessed, by the time all of these timing chips are gone, you have one final option. And this in this game is going to be called a sudden death round. In the sudden death round, you may not converse, you may not give clues or anything of that nature. However, you can either take turns or guess at your own will remaining cards on the board. To guess a card, of course, you're always touching the card. You're never saying it, so a guess is never locked in until you physically touched a card. This both applies to the main rounds and the sudden death portion. In the sudden death portion, each player will continue to touch cards until they either succeed and have selected all the agents, or they select an assassin or an innocent bystander. In the sudden death round, as soon as you choose an innocent bystander, you lose. Throughout the main game, when you choose an innocent bystander, your turn is over, but the game is not over. So, that is the gist of how to play Codenames Duet. If you have any questions, again, please post them in the comments. There are also advanced variants of this, which we're going to discuss very briefly here. So again, the recommended initial game here is to play the standard, where you have 9 timing tokens. If you're struggling with that or just want an easier experience, you can use 11 or 10 timing tokens. However, once you've played the 9 token version, you are enacting an ability to score your games. You're going to score your games in the following manner. At the end of a game, you're going to score 3 points per timing token that remains in the game. These are timing tokens that you've not taken in any way. You're going to score 1 point per every green token that you have taken. So these are the tokens that you took when you passed and or finished your turn without accidentally guessing an innocent bystander. You will then receive -1 points if you won during the sudden death round. That will be your final score. It says that a 5 or more is a good score, a 10 or more is an amazing score, and you should definitely move on to more advanced variants. The advanced variants are going to come in with this map. This is basically a mission map. You're going to be able to write your team names on this board, and it's going to be down here. So you can either write, so for example, if my wife and I are playing, I would write Adam and Amanda here. We then are going to go to each of these cities. As you see, Prague here is marked with a 9-9. The 9-9 here basically indicates a few things. It means there are 9 timing chips in the game, and it means you can make 9 mistakes. It means all 9 of these timing chips could be placed as innocent bystanders. From Prague, I have a few choices connected by lines, so I can fly from Prague to any of the cities connected to it. And those will give me slightly different missions. For example, Moscow is an 8-8, Berlin is an 11-2, and Cairo is a 9-5. The things that are going to be designated here are: the first number is the amount of timing chips you have. The second number is the amount of mistakes you can make. If we choose to go to Moscow, the only thing that changes between game 1 and game 2 is that we lose 1 timing chip. If we go to Berlin, we actually gain 2 timing chips. However, most of the timing chips will be represented by their green side only, indicating that they can never be used as innocent bystanders. So in an 11-2 game, we would have 9 timing chips that represented a green pass. We would have 2 that represented innocent bystanders. We would add an additional losing condition during this, indicating that if we took more than 2 of these chips as an innocent bystander, the game would immediately end. You can also write some notes on that. It's interesting. It adds a little bit more story to the whole world jet-setting spy aspect of Codenames, which is overall largely devoid of theme. So that's my how to play for Codenames Duet. If you have any questions, again, please post under in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer. Thank you very much for watching. We hope this helped, and have a great day playing games.